Hello and welcome into Last Call. Jake Kiefer alongside Nathaniel Finch. This is your one-stop shop for all kinds of sports. We got UINDY sports, we got all around the college spectrum, D1, D2. We even got some pro stuff to talk about, Nathaniel.
However, throw that all out the window to start because Frank Reich has been fired in Indianapolis, and that's the top story right now. We have to talk about it. He is in his fifth season, or rather was in his fifth season with Indianapolis, and he is no longer. They fired him today and are replacing him with Jeff Saturday.
I don't know how I feel about the Saturday hire. I think it's more of a PR move. I think that the name Jeff Saturday rings a bell with Colts fans. And I don't see where they're coming from there, but you never know. I guess if you get the right people around him, he might succeed.
Rumblings started with Bubba Ventrone, was supposed to be the one to be the interim, and I thought, I'm not a huge fan of that, but everyone likes Bubba in the building, so he was the special teams coordinator. I thought it'd be pretty good. But then kind of flipped gears, and suddenly Chris Ballard, I believe, had even said that it's going to be John Fox to replace him, and that was the official, even to the point where Wikipedia had gone in. Not that Wikipedia means anything, but like these sources online went and put John Fox as the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. It was basically a done deal. Then all of a sudden you get a tweet from Jim Irsay, and Mr. Irsay gets what Mr. Irsay wants. He, being as closely tied with Jeff Saturday as he is, had put that tweet out saying, hey, we're going to hire, or promote rather, Jeff Saturday as that head coach. However, he wasn't even working in the building. His title was a special consultant, which is basically what everybody, all former players are, just so they're on the payroll. That way they can get paid to come do Ring of Honor events. So he went from being a special consultant, a.k.a. an ESPN analyst, to now he's going to be the head coach of this team. Hasn't been in the building every day. I don't know. I think it's a very interesting move, to say the least, but I don't like it. And I love Jeff Saturday, don't get me wrong. I just don't like this.
And you know, I guess his experience calling, or he was an analyst for Fox and for CBS for a little bit. Maybe that's where they're coming from with it. But I'm right there with you, Nathaniel. I don't understand the hiring. And
he's a great player. He's great for the organization. Everybody loves Jeff Saturday. The team loves him. Everyone's going to buy in, of course. I just feel like when you have a guy like John Fox, who was a head coach in 3 different stops. He was with the Panthers, my Broncos, and the Bears recently, 5 or 6 years ago. He has that head coach experience. He can lead the ship for the final half of the season. But instead to go with Saturday, who's Irsay's boy, I get it. I just don't think it's a good move.
We'll see how it plays out. It could very well work out very well for the Colts for the second half of the season. Who knows?
Interesting, though. How about this? The reason why Frank Reich was an Indianapolis Colt was because Josh McDaniels backed out to stay with the Patriots, right? Who are the Colts playing this upcoming Sunday?
Lo and behold,
Josh McDaniels and the Raiders. That'll be interesting. Traveling to Vegas, we'll see how that game goes with Jeff Saturday on the headset. Welcome back to Last Call. Let's take a look at how the Colts fared over the weekend. This is the reason, not the only reason, but one of the reasons why Frank Reich got fired, and it's their loss to the Patriots. The final score 26-3, and it was the worst start that the Colts have had, the worst game they've had on offense in 20-something years.
Yeah, they fell flat. They did not look good offensively. Defense did not look good. Granted, in the first half, New England didn't look good at all either. But, you know, it was a weird day for both offenses, I think.
Yeah, and we see here it was 6-0 in the second quarter, so it stayed close for a bit. But then New England's defense kicked in. They did their thing, and it was not the day for Sam Ehlinger that Colts fans had hoped. And I don't know, it was tough for Indianapolis because they just fired Marcus Brady, right? They had benched Matt Ryan a couple weeks ago, and yet they've gotten worse. 121 total yards at the end of the game by this offense, -2 yards after the first quarter. It was putrid, and there was no reason for Frank Reich to keep his job for another week. I think the Colts made the right call there, and we see the pick six here that kind of sealed it, if you could say that, but it was just a tough go.
I mean, how about this, though? The Pats had both a defense and special teams touchdown. They looked good on that end, but 0 for 14 on third down for the Colts. Just falling flat and not finishing.
Enough of bad football. Let's take a look at some good football. How about the Dolphins at Chicago?
Here goes Phillips chasing the quarterback. Come out again with a block and a touchdown. Wilson, the running back. Tagovailoa has it to the end zone. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill. We just told you he's only been is back for Miami battling win. It was blocked on the play. Phillips got it. Picked up Van Ginkel. Big play field to run for 17. Back he goes. Here comes Chubb. There goes the ball. Touchdown! Mooney! What a grab!
This game ended 35-32, and for the Dolphins, they get another win. They're now 6-3.
Fake to Wilson.
Statement wins.
And caught for the touchdown. Waddle.
How about this? The AFC East might be the best.
Second touchdown pass by.
Right now. You've got the Bills. The Jets are half a game behind them. The Dolphins right here. It's been a pretty impressive division, and just the Dolphins have been fun to watch. And really, lately, the Bears have too.
Yeah, I mean, Fields, man, 178 rushing yards. He looked fantastic with his feet and through the air. He didn't make too many mistakes through the air.
Yeah.
Things are cooking.
That's a new record. 178 rushing yards by a quarterback. Eclipses Michael Vick, the most in a single game by a quarterback ever. Justin Fields is a bright prospect, but, I mean, in the end, it was Tua who got the win. Let's move on. Let's talk about those other AFC East teams, the Bills and the Jets. The win, they upset the Bills. Who would have thought? We see Josh Allen play a great first half. He, in his own words, said he really struggled.
Oftentimes, it's a prime spot.
And the reason why the Jets were able to come back from 14-3 as the score was there at the end of the second quarter. Come back and get the win. They're not half the game behind the Bills. This is a great
Second and 17.
Who would have thought that the New York Jets would be playing quality football this year? And now, you know, Breece Hall falls with the ACL injury. They trade for James Robinson. James Robinson finds the end zone in this one. He's stepping into a big role. They're running back by committee as well. Michael Carter looking good out of the backfield as well. I mean, it's just been good football for the Jets, and I laugh as I say that because I can't fathom that. The Jets have not been good at all in our lifetime.
I know, it's been very weird, and they had a sky cam issue where it fell. It was like a 12-minute delay at the end of the game. But that's what gave the Jets they needed to kind of cool off and get the momentum they needed to mount that drive. And we see here, how about Sauce Gardner? A great play on Gabe Davis to force that. Big reason why they're able to get the win. But how about Sunday Night Football? The Chiefs and Titans. The Titans have had Andy Reid's number, right? They've always done such a good job keeping him at bay. He's 2-9 previously against the Titans, so they've really done a good job. Mike Vrabel has his number, and it kind of looked like it was going to be all Chiefs early with that 9-0, but then the Titans came back, a few unanswered scores. Suddenly it was the Titans' game to lose, and they did just that in overtime. Harrison Butker missed a couple kicks, but he got the go-ahead field goal in overtime, and it was just an impressive win here for the Chiefs. 20-17 was that score.
Well, now that's what makes a kicker, right? You know, everybody remembers the bad things, the misses as a kicker, but to be able to miss and then step up and hit it when it matters, I mean, that's good football from their kicker.
In the touchdown, ran in the two-point conversion. He put the team on his back this game. He didn't have that support that we're used to seeing. He put the team on his back, and he played very well, and it was so much fun to watch. What a treat in overtime. We see the game-winning kick by Butker in overtime. But, I mean, Andy Reid now 21-3 coming off a bye. The Chiefs, they don't lose coming off these byes, although it looked like it was close.
No, but how about this for Tennessee? No wide receiver caught a pass in that game. They're missing A.J. Brown, that's for sure.
They sure are. And if you put A.J. Brown's numbers up against the entire receiving core of the Eagles, it's not even close.
It's ridiculous.
Because he's doing so much better than everyone else they have on that roster. Traylon Burks, Robert Woods, they're just not getting the production
I'd be beside myself if we didn't mention former Indiana Hoosier Nick Westbrook-Akeen as well. Yeah. Although he's looked horrible all year.
The most action he got yesterday was at the end of the game on a Hail Mary situation. They had him in at safety because he hasn't been getting any looks on offense, and they've just really struggled to get their wide receivers going. Probably the most impactful move was getting rid of A.J. Brown there. We see Tyreek Hill leave. Chiefs still have success. Obviously, Hill has plenty of success too. But A.J. Brown leaving, that's just left the Titans kind of in disarray.
Well, I mean, and you got to think from the perspective of the Chiefs. They reloaded. They got rid of Tyreek Hill, but then they brought in Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yep.
They already
and
had
Kadarius Toney.
I mean, Kadarius Toney now. I'm excited to see what he'll do as a Chief.
Yeah.
They're going to throw some crazy packages out there. Andy Reid, his offensive mindset is insane. I can't wait to see what the Chiefs do with all this talent.
How about this? Patrick Mahomes, 43 of 68 pass attempts, 446 yards, 2 total touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air, 6 carries for 63 yards. An amazing stat line. Malik Willis, 5 of 16 for 80 yards, that have 8 carries for 40 yards, so a much less workload. But they weren't asking Willis to do what they asked Mahomes to do. It was just one of those signature games from Patrick Mahomes.
Right, and the thing about Willis is he really opens up the field for Derrick Henry. He's able to rush, with Tannehill back there. Tannehill's mobile, don't get me wrong, but Willis is a lot more mobile. You're able to run some read options, which really kind of lets Willis determine when Henry's going to get the ball and when Henry's going to get the ball in open space. And that's why Derrick Henry had 115 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was a pretty impressive day from him, and he almost did one of those signature games where he leads the Titans basically by himself, but Patrick Mahomes is too good. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about Monday Night Football, your favorite teams on the docket. That's next here on Last Call.